Gentlemen, it's time to bring out our main event combatants. Let's welcome first to the ring the challenger, Khiary Gray.
Anyone who's been a fan of boxing in New England certainly knows the name Khiary Gray from Worcester, Massachusetts. He comes in Ray 19-7, 14 of those wins by knockout. This is a young man who really made his climb going back to 2015. That was his pro debut, and now here he is 10 years later. He's had some troubles outside of the ring, which we'll talk about. His career got derailed for a short time, but now he has the opportunity of a lifetime in front of him.
I was very surprised by this fight, but very happy also. Khiary Gray jumping up in weight class to fight a big, tall, tough Francis Hogan.
And his opponent, the champion, making his way to the ring, Francis Hogan.
And here comes the reigning WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight Champion, Francis Hogan, the Tank, coming in at 18-0, 16 wins by knockout. Tall, 6'2" southpaw, brings everything to the table. He won this title, Ray, in February of 2024 with the win over Dermitas Portes. Last time out in October in Revere, made quick work of Elvin Ayala, who suffered a leg injury in the fight. Francis Hogan taking the approach of many now, trying to clean up his backyard. He took out Elvin Ayala, and now he faces another veteran in Khiary Gray. And again, it's so funny to call Khiary Gray a veteran at just 32 years old, but he really is in some ways an elder statesman of New England boxing. Does he have enough in the tank tonight? We're going to find out. We'll take a quick look here at the tail of the tape. Again, Francis Hogan coming in tonight, 24 years of age against 32-year-old Khiary Gray. Everything on the table tonight, that WBC green title on the line. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be an absolute war, Ray.
This is a great matchup. 6'2", Francis Hogan. I don't know if we got a 6'2", Khiary Gray there, more like 5'10", or maybe 6 feet, but not no 6'2".
We're going to see how it goes. For now, let's set it up to our ring announcer, Adam Palazzo, for the official introductions.
At this time, I ask you all, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your cap. Here to sing our national anthem, Gabrielle.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gabrielle and the U.S. Marine Corps National Color Guard. Foxwoods Resort Casino, this is your main event. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight title. This fight is sponsored by Johnny Rockets. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 158 pounds. His pro record, 19 wins, 7 losses, with 14 knockouts to his record. Hailing from the fighting city of Worcester, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Khiary Too Sharp Gray. And his opponent, the champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks. He weighed in at 158 pounds. His pro record, perfect. 18 victories, no losses, with 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Weymouth, Massachusetts, the reigning WBC Silver Middleweight Champion, Francis Frank the Tank Hogan! The man in charge of the action when the bell rings, Mr. Harvey Dock.
Okay, boxers, you received your instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck. Touch gloves. Good luck.
All right, Ray, this is the one we've been waiting for all night here on Swerve Combat. Khiary Too Sharp Gray in the black and gold, Francis Hogan in the white and green trunks. 10 rounds for the WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight title.
This is what I've been wanting to see all year.
And we talked a little bit about in the open, Khiary Gray and the career path that he's had. And he's been open about this, some of the legal troubles that he's had that's derailed his career. He's had 2 separate 2-year layoffs, once between 2019 and 2021, and again between 2021 and 2023. That's 4 years where you only had 4 fights during that stretch. And that can really do a lot for a fighter in a sense where perhaps there's not as much tread on the tires as you'd expect from someone who's 32, who's had 26 pro fights.
Yeah, you know, I always say sometimes it's a prize in disguise. He took this time off, but his body, he doesn't drink, doesn't play around with anything else, so his body stood healthy.
Hogan coming out strong early with that right hand. Again, you see the height advantage, 6'2", Khiary Gray 5'9". Hogan, the tough southpaw. We've talked so much about Francis Hogan and all the accolades. #1 in the country as an amateur at 152 pounds. Started boxing when he was 10 years old. He had all the titles coming up, Ray, when he made that climb, and here he is now in a pro, and he's passed every test he's had so far with flying colors.
And people always say, you don't know what you got in a fight until they lose. Francis Hogan wasn't winning at first in the amateurs. He was losing. And he just hit a spot there where he started winning and said, I don't want to feel this feeling no more. And hasn't lost that much in the amateurs. In the pros, no losses whatsoever.
And not only was he winning in the amateurs, he was knocking people out.
Oh, yes. I see him knock on one of my fighters with a step-back right hook.
6-time national champion is Francis Hogan, also a member of the Iron Workers Local 7 Union. A fighter dedicated to his craft in and out of the ring. And, of course, Khiary Gray, as we've mentioned, you could argue that Gray, as a pro, has been more battle-tested. He's had fights against Greg Vendetti, Courtney Pennington, Alexei Evchenko, Gary O'Sullivan, Charles Conwell. He's had some big fights on the biggest stages. Hogan hasn't been there yet, but is on the precipice of getting there, and a win tonight would certainly get him much closer.
And then I also say fighters, with those big fights, are your tires more worn down? Are you ready to get hit with a punch and go?
Seeing an awkward clash of styles here early on, Ray.
Yeah, it's surprising first round. Khiary is trying to stay there and show him I could throw. I could sit there. But do you want to do that with a big guy like Hogan?
A lot of fighters have tried. They failed. Gray's landed a couple of nice right hands in this round.
I mean, Khiary does look like the more bigger physical guy with the shoulders. But Hogan, he surprises you when he hits you. Especially that right hook he got, that lead right hook.
Well, and you made a good point, Ray. This is a big step up in weight and size for Gray as well. He was really a 154 most of his early career as round number 1 comes to a close. And I remember Khiary Gray coming up a bit in weight when he suffered his first loss against Ian Green on Showbox. Green was a much bigger fighter at 160. They cut down to the weight, and Green just ballooned the next day and had a significant size advantage over Khiary Gray. And from that point forward, they really kept him at 154. Now, later in his career, as you know, it becomes harder to cut the weight. You move up a little bit, and here he is now at 160. But the opportunity to challenge for a title is what makes it so appealing.
It makes it a lot appealing to jump for a title and fight. But you want to know that, you know, when you line up everything, you want to be lead right there with your opponent. Jumping up and weight, do I want to jump up and weight with this? It could be dangerous. But like I say all the time, prove me wrong, make me happy. Let's see if Khiary Gray can prove me wrong by jumping up this high in weight to show everybody that he's there and he's back.
It's a big opportunity, Ray. You know, Khiary Gray, as we mentioned, has had his career derailed twice by 2-year layoffs, so he's lost a lot of time in the ring. This is a chance to get a win tonight and put yourself right back in the conversation. And at 32 years old, there's still a lot of time for him to make something of the career going forward. The opportunity's right here. He's got to do it, obviously, against a very tough, tall, dangerous opponent. That's going to be scored a knockdown.
It was a check right. Was he hurt? No, but he was jumping in. As he jumped in, you know, Francis took a step back with a check right hook.
He just got clipped on the way in. As you saw, Gray kind of lunged forward. I thought he may have landed, but in fact, it was Francis Hogan who landed, caught him, turned him, and just sent him down to the canvas quickly. Quick little flash knockdown, but it counts on the scorecard.
Now is Khiary Gray going to be too anxious to get that 2 points back?
Yeah. This is where the maturity comes in, and of course, being a veteran like Khiary Gray, knowing your limits and understanding what you have to do. It's a long fight. It's a 10-round fight.
Yes.
Let's keep that in mind.
There's no reason for Khiary. It looks like he's trying to show that I'm in this fight. I got some power, too. There's no reason to prove that. Stay there and pick up in points.
Gray has had some big knockout wins in his career. Highlight reel knockout at Bally's in Rhode Island against Chris Chapman many years back. I remember that fight very well.
The thing I like about Hogan, he fights backing up. Great fight. All great fighters could box backing up, and he does.
And that reach certainly makes it possible. Those long arms, he can certainly swing when he's backpedaling and still catch you, and catch you hard, not just clip you.
And you're stepping inside of him. As soon as you step inside of him, he throws that right hook. Everyone thinks that straight left's coming. No, it's the front lead right hook you got to watch on Hogan.
And it looks like, Ray, I'll let you weigh in on this, that Gray is trying to close that distance by lunging a little bit here.
He's lunging with that right hand and squaring up. You can see every time he throws his right hand, he's bringing his right foot with him, which squares right up, which makes him vulnerable for Tank's straight left right down the middle.
It'll be very interesting to see how that strategy plays out if Gray continues that, or if Hogan adjusts to it at some point and finds the shot that he wants to land.
That's up to the corner to tell him. I mean, the fighter thinks he got something. It's up to the corner to tell him, you're not doing it. You're not doing it correctly. See, again, he squares up, throwing that straight right hand. He's trying to land it. You got to land it by putting that jab on the right side of Hogan. Open up his chest.
Final 20 seconds here, round number 2. Again, this one is scheduled for 10. It's our main event here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Khiary Gray in the black and gold trunks against Francis Hogan in the green and white.
Hogan is very patient. He's nothing for him to rush. He's the champion. You got to take the title from me. Yeah, there he is.
Little action before the bell there. 2 rounds in the books. Both fighters drawing back and forth. We got a good one brewing in our hands. Don't go anywhere. More to come on Swerve Combat. Swerve Combat, Michael Parenti joined by Sucre Ray Oliveira, bringing you our main event live from Foxwoods Resort Casino. The reigning WBC 160-pound silver champion, Francis Hogan in the green and white trunks, taking on challenger Khiary Too Sharp Gray in the black and gold. And Ray, knockdown was scored in that second round by Francis Hogan. Certainly changes the tide here in this fight early, but again, still 8 rounds scheduled to go.
Yes, still 8 rounds to go, but you're down 2 rounds, with one of them being a 2-point round. So Hogan's fighting a beautiful fight. He's very patient. Like I said, you have to take my title from me. I don't have to do anything great, but just last these rounds and you got to come take it. And Hogan is the bigger guy, so Khiary is more desperate.
Gray doing what he can to close that gap, certainly from height and distance in the reach, all which favor Hogan.
Khiary keeps squaring up. He keeps wanting to bring that right foot forward and square up. If you're going to do that, throw that right hook around, not straight. Beautiful left hook by Khiary. But it seems like every time he lands something, he just gets Hogan angrier. Hogan's he's just patiently waiting and seeing his range. You're going to run into my straight left.
I think you're onto something, too. I think Hogan sees something and knows it's going to be there at some point, but it's going to be there at the right time.
Exactly. I got 10 rounds. You're running into it. You're going to be right there in the later rounds. Khiary does have the more fights, but this is what, his third 10-rounder? He's going. He hasn't gone a full one yet, I believe. So where Hogan probably wants to do is take him into the later rounds. Take him into the championship rounds.
Worth mentioning that Khiary Gray's last fight also last year, another slip there though that time, back in November of 2024, he had a 6-round KO win over Daniel Silstry in Worcester. When he came back, Ray, in 2021, he had a big win over Casey James Streeter, big first-round knockout win in Maine. That was in 2021. Came back from a 2-year layoff with that, and then beat Jimmy Williams, veteran New England fighter, in 2023. So he's made a nice climb despite the time off, and it's what really has positioned him for this opportunity here tonight.
And the last time Khiary went the longest, 8 rounds, was in 2017.
It's been some time.
That's almost 8 years ago.
Nice body work there by Gray. He took a couple of shots from Francis Hogan on the way out, then he worked his way back in. No.
He thought that was a low blow. He didn't like it, so he came back with his own body shots.
28 seconds to go in round 3. Gray
he's
again.
rushing in.
Yeah, lunging forward.
He keeps smiling. I say all the time, you're smiling. You're telling me you felt that. Beautiful straight left from Hogan. And Khiary felt that one, did not smile. Just walked backwards.
Final seconds here of round 3.
There's no rush for Hogan. He's just taking his time. And that's what I love about him. Take my time. If I stop you in the first, second, or 10th round, I still won.
There's the bell for round 3, Ray, and I would assume through 3 rounds here, it looks to me like Hogan's really set a pretty good pace.
He's definitely setting a pace here. You know, he's patiently walking back and connecting where Khiary is jumping in with his right hand and left hook. He's desperate. He was down round 2, 8-2. By 2 points. Now he's down, 4 points now in 3 rounds. You got to catch that back up. And I don't see him hurting Hogan at all.
And it makes it more difficult. It makes the fighter sometimes even more desperate.
Yep.
When you start getting into those middle rounds. We're about to get into round number 4 of a scheduled 10, so we're starting to creep toward that halfway point a little bit. If you're Khiary Gray here and you see the veteran corner, Kendrick Ball Sr., who has been with him from day 1, he's with the same team with him that he had when he debuted, they know him better than anybody.
Yes.
This is not a situation where he's trying to adjust to somebody new. So you've been with the fighter that long, what do you need to tell him in this scenario?
Do you want him to tell him you're down 4 points and it's only fourth round and it hasn't started yet? So 3 rounds, you're down 4 points. Do you want to make it desperate? Or do you want to tell him, be patient, this is what you're doing right? Or you tell him what he's doing wrong. He's leaning with his right foot, which is squaring right up. See, he's jumping in low.
Hogan that time almost pushed him to the canvas. Harvey Dock just kind of giving him a slight warning.
I like what Hogan's doing. He's showing him, I'm the bigger guy. You're going to come in here, I'm going to throw you around. So, hey, I'm going to show you, just not by punching you, by throwing you around. I'm the bigger guy.
No, Gray clearly trying to catch him with something big with that right hand. No doubt about that. And Hogan's been very much on his toes, and he's seen it coming.
Like I tell the fighters, you're there to box. Outbox them. Get the points. The knockout comes, it comes. Don't try for it. When you try for it, it's either never going to come or it's going to come to you.
Once again, Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira joining you ringside from Foxwoods Resort Casino on Swerve Combat. This is the main event of our Winter Brawl 2025, brought to you by CES Boxing.
That's exactly right there what Khiary got to do. When Hogan throws that jab, throw that right hand right away. He ones, you twos. He two, you three.
And the thing is, Ray, Hogan doesn't really need to be the aggressor per se. He can counterpunch, or at least wait for the counterpunch.
Yes.
Gray has to be the one coming forward. So if Gray is hoping to catch Hogan on the way in, it's going to be tough to do because Hogan's really not going to get desperate at any point.
No, and Khiary, he's got to be calm aggression. Calm aggression. Work yourself in. Dance with your head and your shoulders and work your way in. As soon as he throws, you got to throw. Don't try to throw after him or try to throw before him. Throw with him. See, Hogan's patient. There's nothing for him to rush there.
Nice combination there by Gray. Got the left hand in there.
And that's what he's got to do. He's going to be patient, calm aggression. When you're too aggressive, you're going to get caught by Hogan. That's where he wants to be, inside. But he's too low and he comes up too high. That right hook hurt him right there.
That's the danger of trying to work your way in. Sometimes you're going to eat a shot or two, and he ate one there, did Khiary Gray.
Hogan, right now, a little bit too patient. Put the pedal on the metal.
He's been very relaxed through these 4 rounds. He set a good pace, and like you said, Ray, maybe at some point in time to pick up that pace, and maybe the 5th round would be the opportunity to do so.
Some people say he's ahead. Why does he got to pick up the pace?
Good jab.
I'm a boxer. You want to put that point on there. This is mine. I'm taking it.
And there is the bell for round number 4. So a good start there for Francis Hogan. Khiary Gray did a nice job toward the middle and end of that round. Good 3-punch combo there. Definitely a slight departure from just trying to lunge forward and land one shot.
Khiary did look better that round. He threw more punches, landed a lot more than he did in any other round. But I still gave that round to Hogan. He was landing the more meaningful punches. Yes, he was back. He wasn't backing up. He was circling you, allowing you to come in and counter it. Khiary did have a great round, but let's see if we could work off from that and make it a better round now.
And that's really been the theme, Ray. You're 100% correct. Hogan's really just been circling and, again, setting the pace and taking those opportunities to counter when he can. Anytime Gray lunges in, Hogan tries to go with that left hand and land the counterpunch. So it's a strategy that is working thus far. If you're Khiary Gray, you would say in theory you got to be more desperate, but maybe not. Maybe you want to pull back and just be, like you said, the controlled aggression to try to get back into the fight.
Don't want to pull back. He wants to be controlled aggression. But you're down now. It's the 5th round. You're down 4. Sooner or later, you're going to be too aggressive, and that's when Hogan's going to be like, now I can just sit and let you in this bang.
Very much going to be an uphill climb for Khiary Gray after 4 rounds, and we'll see if he can lean on some of that veteran savvy. He's done it in the past, and he's got a lot of experience in the ring, 26 pro fights.
Khiary just turned lefty. Wrong thing to do. I had someone who tried to go lefty with Hogan, and it didn't work for them. A lot of people think if you go lefty with another lefty, Hogan loves when they do that.
Right, in theory on paper, it may make sense. But Hogan's seen a lot of different looks before.
Yeah, he got over 100 amateur bouts, and not just locally, but all over the world. See, now Khiary is very cautious to lunge in, and he keeps going so low. I don't know, why do you want to go that low? Only him and his corner would know.
You would think he's trying to work to the body, and there's a shot there, a nice right hand to the body. But again, sometimes a little too low, as you mentioned, Ray.
Yeah, but when you go to that body, don't drop those hands. Cover yourself. Hogan is wearing him down. Hogan is definitely wearing him down. He's coming forward this whole round so far. He's been coming forward and landing them big shots. Khiary ain't not trying to come forward at all. He's lunging in. There he goes. Hogan's starting to take it now and show him I'm the bigger guy. Y'all punches are not hurting me.
Couple of bigger, longer exchanges here in this 5th round.
This is exactly what Hogan wants Khiary to do. Think you can sit there and bang with me.
Good right hand there by Gray.
He's landing great shots, Khiary, but nothing to phase Hogan whatsoever.
He does seem more I've seen less of the lunging in this round.
He's cautious now.
Yeah.
Every time he jumps in, he's getting caught with that lead right hook.
And coincidentally, looks a little bit better for it. Not sure if it's enough to win the rounds and pile the points, however, but he does look more calm, and there's a good right hand.
You know, he came out very desperately. And what happened was Hogan humbled him. Don't come at me.
20 seconds to go in round 5. I think this has been Gray's best round, Ray. Again, I don't know if it's enough to win it, but it's been his best round.
Best round, but I'm still giving this round to Hogan. He humbled him.
Gray's taking a more calm approach,
goes.
except for that opportunity there. That was a quick little lunge.
Switching lefty again.
Yeah.
And then back.
And there's the bell for round 5. Harvey Doc stepping in, getting both fighters back to their corner. We got more to come. We're halfway through. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us on Swerve Combat. Welcome back to Swerve Combat. Michael Parenti joined by Sucre Ray Oliveira. We are halfway through our main event, 10 rounds for the WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight title. The champion Francis Hogan against the challenger Khiary Gray from Worcester, Massachusetts. Ray, take us through it again. How do you see this fight so far?
You know, even if you were to give Khiary that first round, that's the first round, I have it a shutout for Hogan, 5 rounds to none, but one of those rounds being a 2-point round.
Hogan scored a flash knockdown in round number 2, catching Khiary Gray lunging in, and I think perhaps the buildup over those 3rd and 4th rounds have... Whoa! Hogan shoving him to the canvas. Yeah, he hit hard there. Harvey Doc giving the warning.
I think Hogan is, you know, there's a lot of talking. But this is what Hogan wants.
Yeah.
This is what Hogan wants.
Been a lot of talking during the pre-fight. Francis Hogan had made a comment that he said, that night he's going to be the old trailer park and I'm going to be the tornado. Khiary Gray took exception, took it personally, and said, I feel like it was kind of disrespectful about where I'm from. I've been in the slums. I've been locked up in prison. He hasn't been through what I've been through. And that's when things really got personal. So you can see that angst from both fighters here as we get into round 6.
And Khiary keeps laughing every time Hogan lands, but that's telling me you felt it.
I'm with you. I don't like it either. And you've taught me that over the years of what that means, and now it makes sense. You're right. You may think it means something, but no, it means you caught me, and I acknowledge it.
I mean, people, Ray, but you did it. Yeah, they caught me.
Yeah, they caught me. Exactly. You're not hiding behind that,
I learned later on, they caught me.
90 seconds to go here in round number 6.
This is where Hogan wants to keep Khiary right in that corner and tear him apart.
Yeah, Gray's smiling again after eating a body shot, and you know that means he caught him.
Because you didn't throw nothing back. I mean, if I hit you, you hit me, and then I smile, okay, because I showed you, you hit me, I hit you. But if you hit me and I smile, you didn't come back with nothing.
Hogan coming out a little bit stronger in this round. I'm going to give round 5 to Gray. I'm going to say, I'm going to give him a slight edge there.
I did give it to him, you know, on paper. Not in my heart, but on paper.
But it looks like Hogan wants to sort of reestablish the pace here as they exchange heartily in the center of the ring.
You know, honestly, I said this is what Hogan wants, but that's the only thing Khiary has left. He's a little hurt right now.
Yeah.
Those straight left hands caught Khiary. He's on his back leg.
And listen, again, Khiary Gray, 14 knockouts in his 19 wins. The power's there. We've seen it. And we've seen one-punch knockout power from Gray as well.
Yeah, and we also see it from Hogan. Hogan
Absolutely.
has a lot more than that. He likes to wear you down, though.
16 knockout victories. You're talking 30 knockouts between these two fighters.
Huh.
And it's been very much a chess match. However, I would say it's picking up pace here a little bit, really toward round 5 and now here in round 6 as we come to a close.
It's definitely getting more, you know, mano, macho in there. And that's what we came here to see.
Sometimes these fighters slow down after 6. I feel like they're getting their second win as we go into round number 7, and we'll see how it goes when the bell actually rings. Take a look at some of the replay action here.
You can see Khairy's countering on him, but who's landing the bigger shots? I have to give it to Hogan. You know, Khairy's landing those shots, but Hogan's the bigger guy. It's a hammer hitting a steel. I'm not calling Khiary a steel, but, you know, he is the harder puncher.
Even in that 5th round where I think Gray won and maybe won it slightly and he did a better job there, it was still just kind of one punch and out.
Yes.
Really wasn't a lot of combinations there, and it's tough to pile up points when you can only land one punch at a time. It's very, very difficult to do.
Yeah.
And we'll
Especially when you're not the champion and you're trying to take the belt.
That's exactly right. You know, when you want to beat the champion, you got to bring it to him, and that's what Gray's going to have to do here. We get into round number 7. 4 rounds to go in this fight. Again, this one is scheduled for 10. Michael Parenti and Sucor Ray Oliveira ringside here at Foxwoods Casino on Swerve Combat. It's the Winter Brawl 2025. Once again, CES Boxing putting on an amazing show, culminating in this highly anticipated main event.
They slow down this round here. Usually get that round with like 7 or 8 where you get both fighters or one fighter will take a break.
And here's the thing, Ray, as Gray sneaks his way in there and he lands a punch and backside, I think it's just showing respect for Hogan's power.
Yeah, he definitely, you know, smile or not, he knows Hogan is landing. He's the bigger guy in here. It's not just by height, but he's the bigger guy. He walks around. Yes, this fight is at 160. He probably walks around 175, 180, closer to 180.
And listen, you know, it's boxing 101 against a taller opponent. If you stand too close for too long, you just run the risk of getting caught. Everybody knows that, but you also have to be even more cognizant of that when your opponent's got 16 knockouts out of his 18 victories. You're really going to be wary of it. And I think Gray is. And you wonder if it's tempered some of the aggressiveness that we're used to seeing from Khiary Gray.
Khairy's pace is slowing down, mouth is open. You know, not saying he's tired or whatever, but he's feeling it.
6 rounds of this pace is exhausting no matter how good the cardio is.
That smile on his face, Hogan's gonna want to wipe it off.
Hogan's made it clear he wants to sweep through New England, whether it's like a tornado or just generally speaking, but he wants to clean up this weight class.
He's gonna call them out.
Yeah.
And if they don't fight him,
move on.
Move on.
Right?
I called you, you didn't want none, so I moved on. I'm the champion. That's the way I like it being done.
And if Hogan gets the W and goes to 19-0 and defends that belt, you're talking being on the precipice of something big, like many other of his CES stablemates that are on this card tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of big things in store for a lot of fighters in 2025. But first, he's still got to get through Khiary Gray here, a more than formidable opponent.
Khairy's landing his shots, but it's one at a time.
Yes.
And people say, well, Hogan's doing the same thing. But his one is more recent. It's one. Where Khairy's one, take 10 seconds off, 10 seconds off. And now he's on his back leg, backing up. He's feeling them shots from a bigger, stronger.
Good left there by Hogan. And Hogan starting to stalk him down a bit. Good right by Khiary.
I mean, win or lose, I like to see Khiary go down and win.
There's the bell for round number 7. And Ray, you mentioned that weight difference, the size difference. Khiary Gray again started his career at 154. At one point even got below 150, I believe, for a fight. So he's had some opportunities. And when he was younger, it was obviously a lot easier to do. And certainly when you get older, it's tougher to shed some of that weight. You grow into your body, your frame gets a little big, get a little bulkier, you get a little more muscular. It's tougher to do. But yeah, 160 just maybe tough sledding long term for him.
I'd like to see him at 147, honestly, Khiary. I think he'd be a stronger fighter there. You know, how much body fat did he got? I don't, you know, he got ripped arms, but sometimes take some of that muscle off. Drop down to 147, I think he'd be a better fighter there. People, I'm going to say here, middleweight in New England right now is Francis Hogan.
He's the guy until somebody takes it from him, and that's
he's the one. You know, he's got the green silver middleweight belt, but New England's his.
Here we go for round number 8. Once again, you're watching us on Swerve Combat. This is your main event of the evening here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Francis Hogan in the green and white trunks. He's your reigning WBC U.S. Silver Champion. Your challenger, Khiary Gray, in the black and gold. He tries to lunge in there for a body shot, almost gets tripped up.
Beautiful, beautiful, right? That hurt him.
Yeah, good
combination. He can shake his head all he wants. Right now, mouthpiece came out with that straight left. Khairy's mouthpiece dropped out.
Hogan's picking up the pressure here.
The referee ain't gonna stop it.
No.
Let it continue. I'm landing. That mouthpiece is coming after. Don't smile now. That's how your jaw gets broken.
Harvey Duck's gonna call time because of the mouthpiece. Hogan doesn't like it,
back and forth.
Yeah. It's been a personal war from round number 1. And now ready to resume the action.
This is where I want to see Hogan just jump on him. This nothing to talk. Let's just jump on him and get him out. Enough being patient.
Hogan has picked up the pace considerably over the last couple of rounds, but still being patient. It's that cautious aggression that you talked about.
Yes.
That you wanted to see more of from Khiary Gray. Hogan, being the aggressor and being ahead of the cards, has a better opportunity to do that. It's a lot harder when you're Khiary Gray. At this point, you almost have to go for broke.
Khiary shouldn't be backing up. This is where Hogan wants him, in them ropes. Is Khiary countering him? Yeah, but Hogan is too big and landing them bigger shots. He's selling him down. He's just waiting for that one shot. Hogan, he just wants that one big shot to get him out. He knows he's got this fight in the bag. Khiary wants to be inside. He doesn't want to be long. He's letting Hogan use those at long reach and long arm. He wants to be in Hogan's chest where he can land those combinations. He's too cautious to come in now. This touch with the front hand. That wasn't a punch. Khiary jumped in and his head caught him.
Yeah. Harvey
It
Duck.
wasn't purposely.
Harvey Duck calling it correctly. No intent there by Hogan. 30 seconds to go in round number 8.
That was the intent on Khiary jumping in.
Of course.
Hogan is the normal thing. Duck down. Hogan's just walking him down patiently, trying to keep him in that corner. As soon as he gets him, he unloads. Khiary, beautiful straight right.
Good right hand.
Another one. That's where he wants to stay, though. Stay there. You're countering off him. Lure him in.
Oh, better ending to round 8 for Khiary Gray, but it may be too little too late here. We've got 8 rounds in the book, still 2 more to go. Stay with us on Swerve Combat. We're back ringside at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Michael Parenti and Sucre Oliveira bringing you all the action here on Swerve Combat. 2 rounds to go in our main event. 8 rounds in the books between Francis Hogan and Khiary Gray. And right now, Ray, it's go time for Khiary Gray. He's got to pull something out of his hat, perhaps.
Definitely. I got him down 6 rounds to 2 right now. Like I said, one of those rounds was a 2-point round. In order for him to win this fight, it's either a knockout or close to a draw if he gets a knockdown this round and the next round.
Yeah, it'll take a lot to do that, but certainly the knockout probably the more realistic option of the two, and that's easier said than done against 18-0 Francis Hogan, who's never lost as a pro.
And
certainly not been stopped. It hasn't been hurt in this fight. Good right, but Hogan follows with the left.
I mean, Khairy's landing his straight right hand, but is it going to be enough? He has to double it up. You got to put shots, not one punch at a time. You ain't knocking out Hogan one punch at a time.
Hogan in the green and white trunks, Gray in the black and gold. Hogan making the first defense of his WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight Championship.
And it's a great defense against Khiary Gray, a great opponent, and it's a great fight so far.
Just from a resume standpoint, and really from an activity standpoint, certainly the toughest test of Hogan's career. He did face Elvin Ayala back in October. Ayala a little bit further along in his career than Gray is. I think this fight certainly bringing a lot more to the table in terms of just the toughness, and Gray still being a youthful fighter with a lot in the tank.
Khiary Gray is landing that right hand, but he's got to put more on it. One punch ain't going to do it with this big guy here.
Gray still cautious to mix it up on the inside with Hogan, but he may have no choice.
Here's Hogan walking him down and using those long arms. But every time he tries to jump in, Gray catches him, but one punch, that's not enough.
And that's a tough strategy, even if you try to implement that from round 1 to the end of round 10. It's tough to keep that kind of pace. Eventually, your opponent figures that out, and it's harder to land that one punch. And just very tough, Ray, from a volume standpoint to do enough to score.
And Khairy's, hopefully he's thinking, I could have stole rounds there. You didn't steal enough. I got you down 6-2. I mean, yes, I'm not an official scorer here, but you ain't telling me you stole 6 of those rounds I gave to Hogan were close. They weren't close.
Hogan has certainly been in control of this fight. He's used his height and his reach to his advantage. And Gray has had a hard time really from the opening bell just closing the gap on that advantage.
Khiary has his spurts there, but was it enough to steal enough rounds in order to call him the new champion?
Well, if we indeed get to that final bell, we'll find out. 10 seconds to go here in round 9.
Hogan's a little bit too patient, Let's end it great here. Let's end it better here.
Good right at the end. They continue to jaw Khiary Gray smiling, but may not have a lot to smile about if this fight goes 10 rounds, depending on where he is on these judges' scorecards. But again, a good, strong round there for Hogan. He continues to put his foot on the gas, take the foot off the gas a little bit, and really continue to just pace himself well through these 9 rounds.
I mean, the first 6 rounds I gave to Hogan. The last 3, I honestly gave to Khiary Gray. Is Hogan landing the bigger punches? Yeah, but Khiary is snapping your head back. He's looking good fighting back. It's like they changed their paces there. Hogan's still the stronger, the bigger guy, but they changed their paces.
So while Gray appears to be finishing the fight perhaps on a stronger note, it's just maybe not enough in the end. And Hogan really banked so many early rounds and, of course, had that knockdown, as we mentioned, in round number 2. So it's a very tough uphill battle here. Nice show of respect here coming in round number 10. It's our 10th and final round. WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight title on the line between Francis Hogan and Khiary Gray. And it's been a great fight so far. Last round of the night here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Khiary Gray trying to dig to the body a little bit here, Ray, get something going.
I mean, Hogan can come out and he can fight like De La Hoya did against Trinidad and just last the rounds out. But he's coming forward and he's saying, hey, we don't like each other. Let's give it back one last round.
Fight that round like you still need it to win.
Yep. This is a round where Khiary got to be desperate. I need a knockout to win. I believe.
I tend to agree with that, Ray. I think it will take a knockout for him to win this fight. And even if there are a couple of closer scorecards than we think, I do think in the end Hogan will win on the cards.
Yes.
We've seen some surprises, no question about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'd rather be wrong than right.
Good left hand there by Hogan, tying up Gray's left. Good right there by Gray.
Desperate coming in. He's in lead for that right hook and straight left.
Ooh, that one hurt him. Good exchange there. Hogan caught him and clipped him on the way out of the break.
Hogan's one of the best fighters I say all the time. That fight's so good backing up. He's lining him up for that straight left. That body shot got an answer there.
Just over a minute to go in this fight. And we'll see if Gray can pull something out here in the end.
Khiary's not a quitter, though. He's coming and he's throwing.
Gray has been in a lot of tough fights against some big names on the biggest stage, fighting at the Madison Square Garden Theater.
We have 1 minute left for Khiary. Try to, my saying is trying to get a knockout here. You ain't going to get it waiting, though. You're not going to get it waiting. You got to do something.
Nice right hand there by Gray.
But again, did not wobble him whatsoever.
We've seen lesser opponents fall victim to that right hand, but Francis Hogan's taken everything that Khiary Gray has thrown at him and then some. And a good left by Hogan.
Straight left by Hogan. See, when Khiary lands on Hogan, Hogan makes no facial expression. But when Hogan lands on Khiary, Khiary makes a facial expression that says, "You hurt me."
And that left snapped his head back violently. Final 10 seconds.
Khiary must believe he's winning on points because he's not being desperate.
And there's the final bell. The two hug it out in the end. A great fight between Khiary Gray and Francis Hogan. 10 hard rounds in the books. And we'll see what the scorecards show. I think in the end, Ray, Francis Hogan doing enough to win this one. And even with Khiary Gray's mid-round surge, which could result in some closer scorecards in the end, I do think this one belongs to Francis Hogan, who, by all accounts, may have defended for the first time his WBC U.S. Silver Middleweight Championship. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the final verdict is in just a moment. But a good effort by both guys tonight.
I always say, if you want the championship, you got to take it from the champion. You can't believe that you can win on points. You got to come. You can win on points, but you got to come and try to take it from me.
Well, you're right, and you have to have a masterful game plan and also at some point in the fight be able to and be willing to adjust that game plan based on what your opponent has given you. And sometimes that's difficult for fighters to do. I think they get stuck in that mindset of this is what I have to do to win this fight and not adjusting to what the opponent's doing.
Yes.
And it's tough. Khiary Gray had a game plan, I think, to try to early on maybe lunge in and land a big right hand. When that didn't work, it became a little bit tougher for him to climb back into the fight. But as he showed some of that controlled aggression, as you mentioned, got some middle rounds. So we'll see how this goes. I thought a very entertaining fight, what we expected from both guys, and a great, I think, barometer fight for both sides. I give them both a tremendous amount of credit for stepping in there with each other. A lot of guys sometimes avoid types of fights like this at this stage in their career, but I'll tell you what, Khiary Gray's never backed down from a challenge. Francis Hogan's never backed down for a challenge, so we get the perfect storm here tonight.
For Khiary, win or lose, like I said, I want to see him go down in weight. You know, I mean, if I win the belt, I'm staying at this weight. But, you know.
Well, let's see how the judges have it. We're going to send it up now momentarily to our announcer, Adam Palazzo.
All right, fight fans, time to go to the cards. After 10 tough rounds, Tony Paolino scores the fight 96-93. John McKay scores the fight 96-93. Frank Lombardi scores the fight 98-91. For your winner, by unanimous decision, and still WBC Silver Middleweight Champion, Francis "Frank the Tank" Hogan. Here to present the title, owner-operator of Johnny Rockets, Mr. Lloyd Sugarman.
right, Foxwoods, I'm here with your winner, Francis Hogan. You kept the belt and still the champion. How's it feel to have that back around your waist?
It feels great. I knew it wasn't going anywhere. I would like to say thank you to my opponent for coming out here, giving me 10 hard rounds. He has a lot of experience, and I don't take anything away from my opponent. I appreciate everything from you, man, bro. For real. Everything we said before the fight, after that last bell rings, that's it. We can be friends. I have my utmost respect for this guy right here.
Talk to me about this fight. You went 10 hard rounds. You look like you got better as the rounds went on. How you doing?
I felt good. I started establishing a jab and my demeanor to keep coming forward. My corner just said, I could see it. He was waiting for that right hand. Just keep my defense tight. A couple punches got through here and there, but nothing that landed crazy. I just needed to make sure I kept myself from exchanging and getting crazy. But I inserted dominance and kept walking him down, jabbing him, slowly breaking him down. Not even just to win on the punches, but just to tire him out and make him not want to throw his shots. So I felt great in there. I do want to shout out Matty Ryan, Mark DeLuca, even Jaye. If it wasn't for these guys in my corner tonight, I wouldn't have been in shape and I wouldn't have been able to do what I did. Thank you, Matty. Matty does a lot for me in the gym every single day, training my fucking ass off. There's never been a fight that I haven't felt in shape because of this guy, Mark DeLuca. So I want to say thank you to them, and I want to say thank you to all my sponsors that came out tonight, all my fans. I want to thank Everybody Fights. We got the best gym in Boston, baby. I want to thank Khiary and Robbie Bassiti. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have a roof over my head. I want to thank Sarah, everybody else standing over there with you guys. There is actually a special someone in the crowd tonight. Bob Miller, who passed away a while back, got me a lot of my amateur fights, probably 200 fights, had me fighting the best around the country. And I found out the day before weigh-in that his wife, Linda, was coming out. So everybody give her a round of applause for coming out. I want to say thank you. And thank you to all the fans, like I said. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And there's actually one of my old teachers, my Metal Fab teacher, Mr. Mack. He's was a great inspiration to me in high school and pushed me to chase my dream, which is now being a pro fighter. So thank you, guys.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Francis Frank the Tank Hogan.
So there you have it, Ray. 96-93 on two of the cards, 98-91, all in favor of your winner, Francis Hogan. And I thought in that post-fight speech, he really talked about the strategy, right?
Yes.
He knew Gray was going for that right hand. He had to temper his own aggressiveness and desire to try to get him out of there. And in the end, it was the best smart approach.
Like he said, he just needs to establish jab and work as the rounds went on. Then he started coming forward, he said, and that's when he worked it. You got to beat the champion. Today, he didn't.
So once again, Francis Hogan gets the victory and improves to 19-0. He is your reigning WBC US Silver Middleweight title holder. Sky's the limit for Hogan. So many young fighters tonight, Ray, making an impression on this scorecard. We saw Steven Sumter in there. We saw Nikolai Shaw. We saw Iman Lee. The future's bright for CES boxing.
The future is so bright for them, all these fights you just named. And I think the fight of the night, honestly, was Ronaldo and Reynoso. These guys came in, Mass versus Rhode Island, and they gave a great show today.
Another amazing job by CES Boxing. I want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight on Swerve Combat. For Ray Oliveira, I'm Michael Parenti. We'll see you next time.